So, me personally, the 80s, I'm always going to say that the 80s were the best times. And we could go back and forth and argue and say it's no, but even with the music, TV shows, movies, yes, they didn't look the best. But if you make one of those 80s movies now, like Tron, for example. Tron was made in the 80s, and they try to remake it now. Yes, they have the best graphics to do all that movie now, but it felt much better watching it from back then, from like when it was made in the 80s, than to watch it now in the 2000 whatever. Because I think they try to put too much into this new Tron. Or like a Blade Runner. When the Blade Runner first came out. Awesome movie. And they try to remake it now. It was okay. Back in the 80s, Arnold Schwarzenegger had a movie called The Running Man.
I remember that one.
Like, if they try to remake that movie now, it's not going to make any sense. It's not going to...
You know what's crazy? Like, I could tell you 2 TV shows I hated from the 80s. That whenever I heard their music, I wanted to fucking turn the TV off. I would change the channel. One was MASH.
I never watched MASH.
Once the MASH fucking song, like, for some reason, I don't know, because I was young, you didn't know back in the days, or you didn't pay attention to time as to when the show ended. Like, you watch it, and you're like, oh shit. Like, now or less, like, you know now, like, oh shit. The episode's over. You could tell.
Yeah.
But back in the days, you'll be like, oh, they're giving commercial break. And then you're like, fuck. I would hear the MASH music. I was like, fuck. That means the show ended.
Yeah.
That and Little House on the Prairie.
Oh, I never watched that.
I fucking hated those 2 shows. And I'm going to tell you another show I hated. I never watched, but I know Nerdville, they love it. Star Trek. Whenever the fucking Star Trek music come, fuck you, motherfucker. I'm changing the channel.
No, that's barren shit.
Yeah, but Star Trek like was big. Like that was one shit that was always on, and I'm like, once that shit came on, I'm changing the channel.
Do you know what movie? I think it's from the 70s or 80s. I was just watching Planet of the Apes.
Oh, but they had a TV show too.
Yeah, but I think Planet of the Apes movies were 80s. I think.
I don't know. It was probably a mix, but them shits were weird. I used to watch.
And
those.
Then in the morning when I'm getting dressed, I watch Twilight Zone in black and white.
Damn. Honeymooners for me.
Oh, Honeymooners?
Which is from like the 50s, but...
Honeymooners? And you know
I used to watch that all the time.
You know what I found out
with Barron? I Love Lucy.
I found out with Barron it's only 1 season.
What?
Honeymooners was just 1 season.
How many episodes?
It was like 50 or something like that.
Can't be.
Yo.
It probably makes sense because... Every time it comes out for New Year's Eve,
it's a marathon.
I watch
You can watch it all.
I watch it.
I tell Barron.
And I know the episode.
I know, and I always tell Barron.
I'm like, this is the Rocket one.
Yeah.
This is the,
It's always from whatever all the way to like 8 or 9 in the morning.
Yeah.
It's all. He was telling me, he was like, yo, you know it was only 1 season? I was like, what? But it started black and white. How the hell is color? He was like, yeah, they turned it into color. Same thing with the Little Rascals. That's from the 80s. I think that's from the 80s.
I used to love the Little Rascals.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I used to love the Little Rascals.
Hopefully now, because Bill Cosby owned the rights to the Little Rascals.
Oh, okay.
And according to the rumors that he bought the rights is because it was racist, and he didn't want to put that on TV. The whole thing with buckwheat and the whole shit.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So now, hopefully, that he probably is gonna need money. Somebody could buy it off of him, and they could put the Little Rascals on fucking.
Yeah.
It's like the Three Stooges. We used to watch the Three Stooges back in the days. Another shit from the 80s, and a lot of people.
I'm gonna tell you another one, bro. Benny Hill.
Yes, I was just gonna talk
Benny
about
Hill.
that.
I could watch Benny Hill. So you see, Benny Hill's a perfect example. We put that shit for our girl. She gonna be like, oh, get that pasta.
Yeah.
But for us, we'll be like, ah!
Yo, how we cry.
Because we remember it as little kids.
Yes.
Like Benny Hill, I used to die laughing.
And the only reason I remember Benny Hill is because of my dad. My dad put me up on that.
Yeah.
So that's a memory I will have with my dad.
And it always remembers you of girls.
that was the alert for cursing.
Yeah, man. But
yeah, man, we've got into a lot of different topics in the 80s over here. We got into Halloween topics, which we're gonna start talking about next week, because next week is October, and it's my favorite month.
Cause you know.
We're definitely gonna start talking about scary movies, more about 80s, because these are the episodes on the 80s.
Yeah, people, tell us anything about 80s, like anything you guys want to. Well, we may have people who grew up a little bit later in the 80s.
Yeah, but they still love the 80s.
But yeah, we could definitely, like I said, talk about the 80s. But LittleTwisted.com over here. You got any Chuleta smacks?
I do. You have one?
I don't have one.
You done?
Yeah, I'm a little fucked up city.
I haven't seen you like this in a while.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Damn, I think I lost my Chuleta smack.
I think I'll make one up.
You gonna make one up right now?
I'll go because so my Chuleta smack goes to.
Go ahead. You look at it on a Friday night.
Woo!
Holy shit.
All right, my Chuleta smack goes to the New York City fucking police department.
He's getting loud. He's drunk.
The police department. This whole week, like I said, man, going into work and all this stuff with his fucking. I'll give it to Trump for holding fucking traffic up in New York, man. So anybody who worked in New York, you could give a Chuleta smack to this motherfucking Trump because of the detonation stuff. Like, I'm telling you, like, these guys had streets, and you can't do that in New York. You could do that shit in Jersey, but to hold up streets of like people can't move,
that's gangster.
People can't go to work. That definitely deserves a big Chuleta smack. So I'm sorry for the disappointing Chuleta smack, but that's what you get. A little twisted.
Lee spoke about this earlier. I could. Only if we have video chatting. If you guys could see how
video chatting, we video
for the podcast. So, people, I haven't gone to this state in almost 2 months, but I'm gonna have to come back. I'm going to Florida.
Oh,
and I'm gonna smack this Florida middle school teacher. She was selling drugs to her students.
What
in class?
What the hell?
This 37-year-old lady named Maria Rivera.
God.
Bringing the Latinos.
I think I know her.
Down. Look at her.
Oh, no, I don't know her.
I
knew a Mary Rivera. Oh shit! I knew a Mary Rivera.
Sorry, Cara.
Yeah.
I don't throw that out
Cara,
there. Oh my god! So she was selling
Mary,
drugs.
He'll bring flowers.
She was selling drugs. Yo, she was selling marijuana and Xanax to her students.
What?
Yo, for $20.
What grade?
Middle school. So,
holy shit!
These kids were young.
She get the ill Chuleta smack. Damn, man.
So Florida, you're back in my radars. So people, those were funny fucking smacks.
People that live in fucking Florida, it's hard times, bro.
I was gonna take another shot, but Lee's done.
I could take another shot.
No, you can't.
I could.
This podcast will get erased if he takes another shot.
It's all good. I could take another shot.
So people, next week or for the whole month of October, we're gonna start getting into the Halloween and scary stuff. We're still gonna be sticking with the 80s theme because next week is gonna be episode 82. Like Lee said before, send us anything that you guys would like for us to talk about 80s movies, TV shows, costumes. Do you remember when the cops used to come in a square box, just a plastic face and the bodysuit you had to wear? We could talk about that. Let us know about your favorite scary movie, or which is the movie that scares you the most.
After going into October, let us know about anything like scary movies, anything with fall. We could probably even have an episode talking about like fall apparel.
Yeah.
Like you're rocking your Timbs, we're going back to school. And
women with the Uggs and sweatpants. Yeah, we could talk about that. That's the fall fucking body kit.
Yeah, man. But people, we'll catch you next week on the next episode of fucking Chuleta Brothers.
Yeah.
Thank you for hanging with us, and thank you for all the patience, and thank you for all the love. We try to do this for you guys once a week, as we always can. So thank you for you guys hanging with us. 81 episodes fucking strong. So thank you, everybody. So peace out. Chuleta Brothers coming through. Later.